page through the Instagram. And, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like somebody just trying to get like women together. Cause I hear from a lot of women, like, I don't have any friends. I don't have any friends. And a lot of people post, there's not much to do, or, they want to go for walks, but they don't have any other like female friends that want to go for it. So when I saw you guys do walking over the bridge and stuff like that, I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I wish there was a Flagler men's club.
It's
You know,
never too late to start one, men
it,
out there.
it's not. Me and Dave were actually just talking about that. But so how did this even get started?
So Flagler Girls Club was just last July. I
Excuse me.
honestly just had an idea pop into my brain of like, I just wish there was something for us. Kind of like what you were saying. Like for me personally, so I moved here 4 years ago from California, Los Angeles specifically, of like living in like a big area where there's constantly stuff to do. Like you're able to make friends like so easily because, there's just so many options out there. And then moving from such a big area, big city to such a small town was like a big contrast to me. And I felt like really lonely for a while, just like I'm not finding like my people. So it kind of was started like selfishly of like me wanting to have like a group of friends. And it has blossomed into like so much more than that, of like so many women just connecting and making friendships, and like just bigger than what I thought it could be. And it's like I have those moments where in the beginning, especially, where I felt really discouraged of like, this isn't working out. Like I'm putting so much time into this and it's like, it's just not working out.
We've
And
definitely felt like that as well.
Yeah, it looked like you had like I was looking on your Instagram like on the beach yoga, and it seemed like there was like what,
Oh,
20, 30 people there. It was like quite a bit.
that was actually, that was last September, and that was our biggest event to date. Like just like so many, I was like, no way I was expecting like 2 or 3. Like I was like, it's sunrise. It's kind of cold.
Oh
Like
wow,
it's dark
2 or 3
outside.
people.
Oh yeah,
And then like,
sunrise.
30 women showed up for sunrise, and it was
Wow.
like one of those moments where I was like, okay, like there's a reason why like this idea kind of like was like spawned in my brain.
Yeah.
Like it's just like so much more than like what, the reasons it was originally started for. So I don't know if that really answers the question.
No, it definitely did. There was a need for it,
Yeah.
and you just created it yourself.
Yeah.
So, how many people were in the original?
So in our, like, I always say like the OG group, so when I had the idea, I texted like a group chat between me and 2 other friends that, also come to girls club. And I was like, hey, like, this is my idea. Like, do you guys think it's like cheesy? Do you guys think it's cringy? Is it weird? Does it give off weird vibes? And I don't know if you guys know this, but we originally had a different name, and it was Hot Girl Walk Flagler.
That's a little. I like Flagler Girls Club better. Let me just say
So
that.
we actually changed it,
That's funny though. That's a dope name.
not for the reasons of like, so at first it was like an empowering name, like
I can see that.
everybody's a hot girl, like come walk, come hang out. But
Yeah.
then we've changed the names, and I love Flagler Girls Club so much more because it feels like way more inclusive. Not that
Yeah.
we were ever exclusive, but it's just like sometimes women can see that name and they go,
It's
I-
intimidating, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't feel that way, so like I don't want to go. So we've changed the name, and it's just changed so much. So like I said, it started in that little group chat of me like questioning, like, is it weird, is it silly, is it whatever. And like all of those people that are from the beginning are still like the girls that I text whenever like I have an idea for an event or a walk, or like, should I post this, should I post that. So like even though like it was like an idea that like I thought of, like it's really is like so much of like me leading on these other women of like creating a group that's like, everybody's ideas are just as equal and important as mine are, and like their thoughts and what they want to do are just as valuable to the group than like the things that I like can come up with. So it really is like there's like a group behind the scenes of like, everyone putting their heads together. It's yeah.
That's awesome. How many people are logged into the Instagram?
So it is just me. So if you're ever waiting for a response, it just means I'm chasing my kids around, and I will get back to you. I would love to get the social media, like have other people log in just to take off. Now that the group is growing, we actually just reached 1,000 followers over the weekend.
Let's go.
Yesterday, actually, which is crazy to think. So
You
I,
guys,
I
sorry,
definitely
go
need some help. But yeah, it is just me. You know, it is hard when you, and I'm sure you guys can relate when you're trying to create like a certain brand for yourself to kind of like let go of the reins a little bit to like trust
Yeah.
other people with
Yeah.
something that you care about so much. So me personally, I'm trying to practice, you know, like letting go, letting other people like help when I need help. But yeah, it is currently just me.
Yeah. One thing that I'll say, like, so say like, and it's, I don't want to say this in like a good way, but Dave and I are both logged into the Instagram. So if someone messages and I'm working, he can respond to him or something like that, you know? Also, it's kind of creepy a little bit, but like you could be in like two places at one time. Cause
Yeah.
like I live in Orlando and like I just did like a barbecue ribs video, you know? But also Dave was in Bunnell when that church caught on fire.
Oh,
So he like just went live. And people were like, John, are you in Palm Coast? And I'm like, no. And, you know, but it's like, we're both have access. So it's pretty cool, you know? So like, if you weren't at an event, people could still
I
be on it, you
know.
know? But like you said, it's hard to find people who are committed enough, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even tech savvy enough,
That's
you
what
know?
it is. It's like I don't think people realize like how big of a commitment it is. Like it's not I don't get paid for it and I don't it's like a free thing and that's how
Yeah.
I want it to be forever. Is it a free thing? Like we do events where people have to pay, like when we collaborate with local businesses, but like our walks are always gonna be free. Like and I try and keep most of our events free. Like our big Valentine's event coming up is like just bring a dish to share. You know, you don't need to
Yeah,
pay
I've
to
seen
come
that.
in. Like
Uh,
so it is a big big task.
you know, and I'm not saying this is just an idea. You don't have to use it. This is I just like I think this is a really good idea what you have. But I don't even know if you need to become like a nonprofit 501c3, but it's really not that hard. I've done it before. But you're gonna get a lot of like donations from people, a lot of like people just wanting to like, you know, maybe you guys make shirts and put the companies that sponsor you on the back or something. Like that, especially with 1,000 followers, you know what I mean? Women in Flagler County, it's like because women buy everything, you know. So you know, it's just
Yeah.
if you're a company, you would definitely want to be in with them. And stuff
No,
like that.
definitely. I agree. I definitely have thought about doing that, but for the longest time, like, you know, our group was so small and so little that like those ideas like almost felt so far away.
Yeah.
But now like the group is growing where I'm like, hey, like this could actually turn into this or this or this. And like my goal, like one of my big goals for this year is to start partnering up with like you know, local charities and actually do like events that are giving back to our community, our county, instead of like, of course, like all the fun events and whatnot, because that's what keeps it exciting. But like,
Right.
make sure that we're like playing an active role in like keeping like our county like great, you know?
I agree.
I noticed that like on your Instagram.